Only you do new.
I'm Aaron Jensen.
And we represent the Gamer Talks. Aaron's my special guest today. Today we're going to be talking about a game that just came out this last week. It is a collection game. It is Shadow of the Colossus and Ico, remastered in HD. Now if you're looking at this cover art and you seem a little confused, if you hadn't noticed, if you've already bought this game or if you've seen it before, it actually comes originally packaged like this, but if you slip out the cover art and turn it around, they have the original European art that they made for the game. It's a pretty interesting little trick there. You can flip that around if you buy it. Now, Aaron, what was your first impression of? Let's talk about Shadow of the Colossus first.
Well, my first impression with Shadow of the Colossus was, one, I liked it. I was very impressed by it. I missed the opportunity to play it originally on PlayStation 2 when I had my PlayStation 2. And having played it now on the PlayStation 3, it really made me excited. The graphics were spectacular. The gameplay was phenomenal. Just the expansiveness and the feel of this game made it exciting. The controls were a little difficult at first, but as is really any game that you come across as a new player. But over a little bit of time you get used to it and everything becomes more fluid, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, the tutorial in this game is kind of it's a demi-tutorial. It's as you start playing the game, it'll drop you little hints on how to move around and how to jump in different controls. My feeling with the controls, I did get a chance to play it when it was on PS2. The controls feel pretty much the same to me. They haven't really added any new features there as far as like the 6-axis goes or anything. The one biggest difference I noticed is that this HD remastered version has really, it almost feels like an entirely different game. Obviously they didn't add new textures or like HD bump mapping or anything like that, but the frame rate for one is probably the biggest difference you'll see, just because if you did get a chance to play it on the PS2, every time you fought a Colossi you noticed there was a huge frame rate loss, but in this game it feels like an entirely different experience. Especially when the Colossus is smashing his hammer down on you, it's a lot more exciting than it was back on PS2. And then now, besides that, we've also got Ico on this game, which is it's a different game in itself. It's more of a puzzle game, and it's got a more strict linear storyline, whereas Shadow of the Colossus gives you a big open area to play with. I know, Aaron, you didn't get a chance to play Ico, so I'm just going to go ahead and talk a little bit about that. Again, the HD remastered version, the graphics are a lot smoother, but at the same time you will notice that, like I said, they didn't add any textures or anything, so you can still tell that they've only made it for PS2 graphics. But looking at it, it just looks a heck of a lot smoother. And especially for the price of this game, you are getting a great deal for this. For 2 for 1, it's about 40 to 50 bucks in most places where you can get it. So my opinion is that you should definitely pick it up.
Just from playing Shadow of the Colossus, one thing I really noticed was with the capability that the PlayStation 3 has now in the high-definition televisions, you really begin to notice the effort and the work that the developers took to really make this game a 5-star game. And especially one of the first things I saw was the animations of this horse. Having grown up around a horse, the mannerisms and the movements that this horse has, they paid a lot of attention to detail. And now with the smoother frame rates, everything's a lot more fluid. You see more natural movement in the wildlife, you see more natural movement in the Colossi that you fight. Like you were saying, as I was playing the game, when that big hammer was coming down from one of the Colossi, it wasn't a, oh no, a hammer's coming, it was a, oh my gosh, there's a big hammer coming, get out of the way. So yeah, it takes the game to another level.
Okay, that's a good point. So yeah, we'll go. We appreciate you tuning in, and if you haven't found anything this fall so far to play, I know that a couple heavy hitting games have come out with Deus Ex and a few other games I haven't had a chance to cover. But until November, we're not really going to get that fall lineup that we're expecting. So if you don't have anything to play this month, feel free to pick up Ico and Shadow of the Colossus at your local retailer or online. It's a great game and definitely worth the price.